Hello, my dear students. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to our online class from the part of Kapasgula City Corporation Girls High School, as well as from the part of Telegram City Corporation. In today's online class, I, Morshed Hasan, an assistant teacher in English, Kapasgula City Corporation Girls High School, would like to take a class on English second paper, class 6. Yet, I think that this class will be beneficial both for the students of class 6 to 10 because this chapter is included at the syllabus of secondary level. My young learners, many days have been passed since we couldn't meet with you directly. Yet I hope that you're so good and staying at your own house safe and sound. I'm also well by the mercy of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My young learners, you know that in our previous class we discussed one part of transformation, and that was affirmative to negative. In today's class, accordingly, we would like to discuss some other parts of transformation, and they are assertive to interrogative, assertive to imperative, and finally assertive to exclamatory. After starting this chapter, I am hopeful that my students could produce different sentences. And again, I am hopeful that my students could express their feeling of mind easily. And finally, I am hopeful that my young learners will have a free movement in English. Okay, get started our main point. Our today's main point are assertive to into interrogative, assertive to imperative, and assertive to exclamatory. The first one, for your better realization, here I have written few rules to change a sentence of assertive into interrogative. My young learners, you can notice here that there are some rules have been written in the whiteboard so that you can easily change a sentence of assertive into interrogative. The first one, you can see here that assertive with auxiliary. That means if a sentence of an assertive is with auxiliary, to change into interrogative, we will have to put auxiliary before subject. And again, if the sentence of assertive is without auxiliary, then we need to use do or does before subject in place of the V1. That is to say, if the verb of the given sentence is present form and it is V1, then do or does before subject is used. And again, if the sentence of the assertive is without auxiliary, then we need to use did before subject. If during the time of V2, that means if the verb is past form, we need to use did before the subject when there is no auxiliary in that sentence. Presently, you will have to remember that if the given sentence of the assertive is affirmative, the sentence of the interrogative would be negative. And if the sentence of the given sentence is negative, the sentence of the interrogative would be affirmative. We have to remember This affirmative and negative and affirmative should be maintained in all roles. So, for your better understanding and proper realization, here I am trying to give you some examples. So, take your exercise book along with pen and pull down the sentence which I am giving you. Assertive. We must yield to our fate. Interrogative. Here you can see that the word must is an auxiliary verb. So to make this sentence interrogative, this auxiliary must will be replaced, and as the sentence is affirmative, here we'll have to put here not. So the sentence would be must not we yield to our fate. Yield to our fate. Must not we yield to our fate. Here you can put this word not in a short form not. I think that short form not will be more suitable for you. I am effacing this sentence from the book. Write down another sentence here which will be without auxiliary. Assertive. He went to school. My dear students, you can see here that in this sentence there is no auxiliary. Here the verb went, here the verb went is V2. That means it is first form. As the verb is first form, here we need to use did. So the sentence would be, didn't he go to school? Didn't he go to school? Didn't he go to school? And finally you can write down another sentence for your better understanding. I am writing, Anika, assertive, Anika comes to visit me. Anika comes to visit me. Interrogative. Here the verb comes is V1. You can also notice here that there is no auxiliary verb in this sentence. As there is no auxiliary verb, that is to say it is without auxiliary. Without auxiliary means there is no auxiliary in this sentence. As there is no auxiliary in this sentence, and again as the verb is V1, we will have to put do or does. Now the question is, sir, will we use do or does? The answer is that you will definitely use does, because here the verb comes, you can see here that S included. That is to say, it is a singular verb. According to the English grammar, it is a singular verb. The subject Anika is third person singular number, and the tense is present indefinite tense. So you will have to use here does. So the answer would be doesn't Anika come to visit me? Doesn't Anika comes to visit me? Okay, I think that you have understood how a sentence of assertive can be changed into interrogative. Now I shall give you few rules how to a sentence of assertive can be changed into interrogative. So I am going to remove this writing from the board. Now write assertive, the rules of changing a sentence of assertive into imperative. The rules of changing assertive to imperative. Rule 1. Verb plus extension. Verb plus extension. If the subject is second person, in place of second person. Rule 1. For example, you should respect your parents. You should respect your parents. In this sentence, you can see here that the subject you is second person. Subject you is second person. Here I have mentioned that in place of second person. We need to change the sentence into imperative by putting verb at first. So the imperative would be verb. Here you can see that the verb is respect. So the answer would be respect your parents. Respect your parents. Another rule, that is rule number 2. That will be let plus object of subject form plus verb plus extension. In place of first and third person. The example is assertive. We should love our country. My young learners, if you think over this sentence, you will easily understand that here the subject we is not second person. Rather, the subject we is the first person. As the subject is first person, the rule would be in this way. Here I have written that let plus object of subject form plus verb plus extension. So the answer would be imperative. Let the object of subject form. Here the subject is we and the object form of we is us. Let us. Then verb. Verb is love. Let us love our country. Let us love our country. Here I think that you will face problem to understand this writing our. Let us love our country. Another rule number 3 for changing a sentence of assertive into imperative. Rule number 3. Do not plus verb plus extension. If the sentence is negative with second person. Do not plus verb plus extension if the sentence is negative with second person. Here the condition is that the sentence would be negative, and again the subject of that sentence would be second person. For example, assertive, you shouldn't tell a lie. Imperative. My dear students, here you can see that there are two conditions. One is the subject is second person. The subject you is definitely a second person. And again you can see here that the sentence is negative, as there is the negation with the help of the word not. So here rule number 3 will be applied. So the imperative would be do not plus verb. Here the verb is tell. Do not tell a lie. In this way, we'll have to change a sentence of assertive into imperative. I am hopeful that you have properly understood how a sentence of assertive can be changed into imperative. Now it is high time to change the sentence of assertive into exclamatory. Whatsoever, it is so much unfortunate that today the electricity connection has been cut off. So I can't lengthen my class. As today's homework, I will suggest you just put down some rules. To prepare homework. You can write down homework. Perhaps you can't see properly as the electricity has been cut off. Yet your homework is prepare and practice the rules of changing assertive to interrogative, and imperative. I have a great confidence in you that you will prepare all the rules in next day. I don't want to land in my class anymore, and maintain proper hygiene and take care of yourself. Allah's mercy always bestow upon you. So many thanks to you for staying with me. Allah Hafiz, all the best. Thanking to you all. Good best students.